Hello, welcome to Avio's Journey YouTube channel. I apologize for being a little late today. I literally carried away doing voiceovers. I was in the middle of trying to sync a video with sound effects and all this kind of stuff. So that really got me thrown off. And I looked up at the time and I was like, oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock. Anyways, this channel is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all the crazy things that I step on. Man, I tell you, this has been a crazy busy week so far, and I think it's Tuesday. That's the crazy thing. Okay, so when you're full-time and you're just busy all the time, you kind of don't even know what day it is, although I do take the kids, so that kind of helps. But I think it's Tuesday. Anyways, or is it Wednesday? I don't know. It's Tuesday or Wednesday. Anyways, I am so happy to be here with you guys, and I would like to talk today about what an overall marketing plan can look like. And we're going to just talk from a 20,000 foot view, because it's been so interesting. I've been doing a lot of work recently, interviewing people. Like I said, that podcast with the CEO of Voquent was incredible. And, he got my brain thinking. And of course, the mastermind that I run, we're always talking about branding and marketing and all these different things. So it's Wednesday. Thank you, Storm. So anyways, I wanted to kind of lay out, like I said, an overview of a marketing plan. And last night I was just thinking about, my own voiceover, marketing plan and the things that I do. And in my mind came this idea of tentacles, right? And, in the middle is you. It's you, your brand, who you are, what you do as a voiceover artist, right? And all of these different tentacles, or you can call them, we can say fishing poles, we can say lines, whatever you want to do. Kind of like, a ball on a piece of paper and all these different lines going in different directions. All of these things can comprise your marketing plan. All right. And looking at it, like I said, from a 20,000 foot view, you want to step back and say, okay, what do I have access to? Time and et cetera, right? So I think right off the bat, and again, this is actually from a recommendation from Miles, like I said, who's a CEO of Voquent. They published a video, and I think I've mentioned that before. It's 101 voice actor sites, and where you can go on and either they're like pay to play or freelancer sites and things like that. But anyways, it's really a good idea to get on a bunch of those for starters, right? Especially the free ones. Go to those sites, sign up, upload your samples, your demo reels, upload your content to those platforms, okay? So that you can get your tentacles out there into the world by using those platforms and the reach that they have. That's a great way to start. And if you're only on 1 or 2 platforms, you're losing a lot of power. Now, that doesn't mean that these platforms are going to get you tons of work all the time. But if you're on a whole bunch of platforms and you're uploading samples and you're tweaking your stuff and you're getting better, things will start to come in. And the more you go on, right, the more opportunities you're going to have. That's really, 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 really super important, I think, for every voice actor to be out there and to be on as many sites as possible. All right. And get yourself out there. Now, auditioning, because a lot of the sites you have to audition, but there's a lot of sites you don't. Like, for example, this morning I was on Freelancer and there was a job posted for like $250 to $750, and they were looking for some things. And I posted that I would do it for X amount of money, and then I would offer these other services because I saw that under the tags, that's what they were offering. And then the person contacted me. So I have I'm in negotiation with them about the deal, but that was just literally something that I set up a freelancer account last night, saw this thing, put it up there. And now, I mean, it's I'll be probably making hundreds of dollars for a 2.5 minute voiceover. But the point I'm making of that is that, that was, where did I get that? That was just that was freelancer.com. That was a site. I didn't pay money. I didn't do anything like that. That was just starting, branching out to all these different places where you're getting more opportunities, seeing more people. If you're just in one or two places, if you're only on Fiverr, right? If you're only on Voquin, if you're only on Voices, you're not out enough. All right. So that's the first phase. Okay. That's the first phase. Getting yourself on these platforms. The next thing you need to look at is utilizing the telephone. You've got to call people. You know, it's really interesting. The more I call places, even acting or casting websites, I like to call up the websites and talk to the people there and ask them, hey, I'm a voice actor. What are your tips? You got any ideas, etc. But more importantly, call video production companies, call e-learning companies, call small businesses, call people, ask them and say, hey, can I talk to your person who deals with voice actors? They say, sure. You say, hey, I'm a voice actor. Are you guys accepting demos right now? Sure. Great. Here's my email. Wonderful. Bang, bang. Got the right person, sent them an email. Now you got them in your contact list. That's a great way to do it. All right. Also, you come across companies or, you know, small companies or things online. You can email them. All right. So that's another wing of your business or your marketing plan. Right. Then we get into social media. What are you putting yourself out there for social media? Are you getting your face in front of people? Are you doing something? Because no matter what, there are so many voices out there. So in order for you to differentiate yourself, to create something where people are going to remember you, you've got to get yourself out there. You've got to show people your face. And maybe you don't like to do video, and that's fine. Do a podcast. Make interesting side videos. Do something to get yourself out there into the world of social media. Interact with people. You know, become an expert in some field that you're interested in. If you want to be the e-learning guru, become an expert in e-learning and put yourself out there. Be helpful, you know, join groups, be a part of the social atmosphere, and it will pay off dividends for you. It's another aspect of your marketing. Okay. So right there, we've already listed 3 different ways that you can market, right? We've got social. We've got picking up the phone and making cold calls. That's really, it's a great way to do it. All right. And we also have getting yourself out there on these websites. Now, the other way to go about it is literally getting an agent. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with agents. There's some wonderful agents out there. But I think as we progress along, you cannot rely just on agents. And then finding the right agent for where you are in the region that you are. I think agents are becoming a lot more regional, which is interesting because, you know, we are growing more globally, right? But yet, I think that's challenging because, you know, agencies like to, like I said, stay local. But that's going to change too. There's pieces like Voquin who are doing a lot of things coming up to change that. So I think that, you know, that is another way that you can get business. There's nothing wrong with getting agents. I would just remind you that I would never pay an agent. And I always would tell my actors this too. I would never, you know, pay an agent. This is me personally, pay an agent before they get me work. Right. Because, you know, that's not, I just personally wouldn't do it. Okay. So anyways, that's just my opinion, but that's up to you. But getting an agent, you can get agents. That's great. That's another line of work. And they have keys to other doors that we don't have. Correct. All right. Now, what about another phase is getting out to events, getting out to, you know, conventions, you know, meetings, all these kind of things where people come together in the voiceover industry and meet. Okay, they hold all kinds of like the Audie Award, all these different places where you can go and get with professionals, get with people. That's another thing that's important. Also, another part of that, which people have a lot of success, is joining the Chamber of Commerce. If anything, you start becoming more visible in your community. And if you've watched enough, you know that visibility in our day and age is everything. That's what we have to get is visibility. So joining your Chamber of Commerce, that's a great way to do it as well. You know, you get to get out there, you get some business cards. And here's the cool thing about that. Let's say in your Chamber of Commerce, there's, you know, a couple hundred businesses, could be way more depending on what city you're in, could be less. but let's say there's a couple hundred. You join the Chamber of Commerce, you go, you start, networking, you go to the meetings, etc. You start getting business cards, you start meeting people. Well, you take those cards back to your email list, put them on your email list, create a newsletter, start sending out newsletters once every 3 weeks about, some things that are happening for marketing or in the small business in your area, news that's going on, trends that you're seeing, you know what I mean? Become somebody that people have on their mind. That's the only way we can cut through all of the mess that's out there today, is you got to be in people's faces. And I'm not saying you're being rude, but you've got to get out there. You have to, because if you don't, you're invisible. You're invisible. So we've covered a whole bunch of things. And again, I didn't go into depth about all these, but I just wanted to kind of cover, like I said, that whole tentacle idea where you've got different things going in different places, right? We've got the phone calling, we've got emailing, we've got websites. I see a lot of voice actors only on like 2 or 3 websites when there's so many. Get on more and upload your stuff, do your little research, and then move along. Do you know what I mean? Check it, create a daily routine on how to check it. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you to go out and spend a whole bunch of money, but if you have a little bit of marketing budget, you know what I mean? Allocate some for joining some sites or, things like that. Voices123 and voices.com. We all know those sites. Those sites have staples in the industry. Some people get work there, some people don't. But I think it's important to note that on those sites, there are so many people vying for the same jobs all over the world that it can be, is it worth you doing hundreds of auditions to get a job? It might be. But again, that's another avenue that you have. But that's a lot of money. So if you're starting out to part of your marketing plan, I would definitely approach that later. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. Doesn't mean you have to do it. All right. But anyway, so we have all of these websites. We've got the Chamber of Commerce. We've got conventions, meetings, meetups. We've got phone calling. We've got emailing. We've got social media. There's so many ways to market. But listen, this is bringing it all in. This all takes time. But don't let that stop you from getting yourself out there and doing it. Okay. But it takes time. It takes time for you to get known and visible. The worst thing that you can do is do nothing. Okay. The worst thing you can do is do nothing, and then you'll never be visible. You'll never get that opportunity. So this is your chance. And now more than ever, there's so many ways, just like I'm communicating with you right now. There's so many ways to get out there. Right? There's so many ways to get people in front of. And by the way, you could be the person who does, minute videos on Instagram about, the different types of things you're seeing, or the different types of trends you're seeing in podcasting, because you like doing podcast intros and outros. Or maybe, I have some people who like to do audiobook, trailers. Maybe you're that person. I mean, you could go to town on audiobook trailers and then being that person who is very familiar with audiobooks. But you have to be more. I guess what I'm getting at is we have to be more than just a person behind a mic. We've got to be more. You've got to add more dimension to you. You've got to put yourself out there. If you don't add more dimension to you in the world, you are just invisible. Because nowadays, people don't just want a voice. They want to know who you are. They want to know why you do it. And they want to know what's the meaning behind what you do. And if we can show them that, not only do we get more work, but we're also going to be able to charge higher prices, because the value that is then attached to us and what we do increases exponentially. Because without brand, without any of that stuff, all there is price. And we all know that does nothing but bottoms out everything. And we all continue to have the argument about price. All right, you guys. So that's my little rant for today. It's interesting. I usually have like a 14 or 15 minute rant. So that was pretty good. Again, I apologize about being late. got really busy. So anyways, all right, if you've got any questions or any thoughts about that, go ahead and post it over here. But I really do think that's going to give you a great idea of a marketing overview. And there's so many ways to dive into all of those sections, but I do think that should be helpful for you. So if you've got any questions, please post them over here. Look, we've got here's the plug for today: Wolf Creek Training and Consulting LLC. There you go. There's your spot, Wolf Creek Training and Consulting. Voices by Storm. Just happened to spot the notification on break. Oh, and thank you for reminding me, Storm. Okay, so if you have any questions, post them, but if not, that's cool. I've got some really exciting things coming up. And a lot of the videos, as you know, I do these lives, but I'm also going to be posting other videos to where I'm going to be doing some tutorials. And coming up, I'm really excited to say I'm going to be doing some stuff, some opening tutorials on Voquent and how to actually get on that site and go through it. Because I know for me, it was challenging, not challenging as in setting it up, but challenging about understanding the difference with that particular website. Because on Voquent, it's all about you kind of using analytics, a methodology to boil down take all of the different things, all the different tones and styles and everything, and create a singular, like a singular search pattern to find the actual, the actual voice instead of, searching into a sea of millions of people, which mostly what happens. And that's what Voquent is trying to do, is eliminate that and really be able to target specific things across the world. So that was something that was confusing, but I've been learning a lot more about it. So I'm going to be doing some tutorials on that. All right. So Storm says, yeah, I noticed setting up shop on Voquent is a little different. It is. And I think, the whole, goal of Voquent too, that I've seen after talking to Miles, is the idea of also marketing and branding in a different way. Do you know what I mean? Marketing and branding in a more specific way. And whether they are trying to or not, they are doing a very good job of, again, making it more specific on like productizing, along with what the internet and Amazon has done our voices. And I personally love that idea, because when you productize something, it changes it. I think it increases our value. Because people think that might limit the value because, maybe a service is dealing with a person or something is more valuable. And I'm not talking about not dealing with a person, but I'm talking about when you have a product, right? When you have a product, like we don't go to Walmart or we don't go to, Macy's or wherever you go and you shop and buy something and go up to the counter and say, all right, I got this piece of clothing. I don't want to pay $69 for it. How about we do $39? Do you imagine doing that? I got to do it now and film it just because it'd be fun. But do you imagine doing that? Going to the store and be like, I'm not. I was just wondering, are you cool with us? Maybe we could try $50. And look, that happens to us all the time, right? We're always being bargained with about prices, and it's always something. So by productizing what we do, starting to, chip away. And by the way, productizing also can mean understanding that it's a brand, branding, like you're that person, you do X, Y, Z. This is who you are. I believe it turns us into actually more desirable, easier to work with, and it's better for us. It doesn't eliminate price. It doesn't eliminate any of those things. I think it's actually better. And there's been some incredible books out there about it. There's an amazing book called Built to Sell. And it's basically about a guy who is running a logo business. He starts a logo business, and he's just tortured by the service because all these people kind of take advantage of him. They pay him when they want to. It's always based on what they can pay at that time, and there's always negotiating. It's always a mess. So, anyways, he goes into figures out how to take his stuff, create a product around it, meaning like he has like a proprietary process and, builds a brand and changes his whole business. So that's a really cool book, Built to Sell. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Not seeing any questions. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow. And by the way, keep watching for those videos on Voquin. I'm gonna be putting out those pretty soon, probably within the next couple of days. Oh, somebody popped up. Marcus. To me, at least, that's what Fiverr wanted to be with how the gig system is structured, but the custom offers throw that out the window. Yeah, I mean, if you think about what Fiverr did, because Fiverr offers, like when you go on a Fiverr, you have when you first start out, you have 5 available gigs. At level 1, you have 10. Level 2, you have 20. And I think it's a top rated seller, you have 30. So as you do that, what happens is that you could literally go in there and do exactly the same thing that Voquin is doing. However, Voquin is actually specifically targeting those things where Fiverr doesn't target anything. Fiverr just says, here's stuff, good luck. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's something that is completely different between the two of them. And I think Voquin is capitalizing on that gap in the market, which is a good thing because I think that'll help. So, but yeah, no, I understand what you're talking about, Marcus. Absolutely. And also with the productizing thing, you're right. It does. That's probably what you meant about the productizing. It causes, and we still live in an age where people, because they don't know us, because we are not, we don't have all these proprietary things at the moment, like unless you've created a brand around yourself, we're not viewed as a product as much as we're getting to, but we're moving towards it. These sites, the future of, and again, it's Amazon, as we'll say, Amazon effect has moved all of us towards that because people no longer want to always have to deal with people. They want to be able to do, stuff for, they want to do like, sorry, I saw your thing over here. It says, I'll do a sponsor video, AP get training for free. We'll swap knowledge. There you go. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, people don't want to, I mean, honestly, a lot of people don't want to talk very much anymore. They want to read everything. They want to decide on their own when they want, without feeling, spammed, or without feeling over they don't want to be, hey, buy from me. They want to read everything they have on the page, see what their other options are, and then make the purchase. Click the button. It's that click the button. It's that Amazon click the button thing. And the sites that are capitalizing on that are starting to grow. And make no mistake, Fiverr is a massive machine. Massive machine. I mean, huge. It is massive. Way bigger than voices.com. Way bigger than any of those sites, because combined, we talk about all the services, right? Because voices.com is just voiceover artist. But we talk about a machine, right? When a marketing machine, Fiverr is huge because they've productized a lot different than these other sites. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. It's so good to be back live. I will be live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Hopefully be on time this time, and be paying attention to for those Voquin videos. All right, guys, you have a good one. Take it easy. Peace.